Today we are going to be going over a few ascending methods that we use here at Watertown Fire. The first one is going to be the way we've probably all kind of been taught, using tandem Prusiks and a foot loop. The next way we'll be using a new Petzl Ascension that we have in combination with our chest curl here. And the last two methods will be ascending on descenders. In other words, using our CMC clutch or our Petzl ID to ascend, and the last variation will be using those descenders in a rapid ascent descend mode, or a RAD method if you want to call it that, which is basically using a pulley to help you capture progress as you ascend. So the first mode we're going to be using here is our Prusiks here. These are some new sew-on Prusiks that we have here at Watertown Fire now. They're still red and green. The green ones are still the long ones, the red ones are still the short ones. Green's 26, red is 20 inches. We're still going to use them in tandem. So when you're using these, just pretend that the sew-on end here is the knot that you wrap around when you're hitching it to your standing end of the rope. Another thing we found when we were practicing this is these girths hitch a little bit different, and we'll get to that when we're doing our foot loop. So for our Prusik mode of ascending, we are going to, I already have these set up. Our green one's on top because it's longer and farther away from us, and our red one's on bottom. A lot of times some people will like to connect these to your sternal device. I'll be using ASAP lock for my belay off of that, so I'll have to connect it to my ventral. Sometimes using that sternal connection kind of keeps your body upright, kind of takes some pressure off of your abs, but both can be done. So I got that connected into my ventral connection, make sure that's locked on the screw gate. Next we'll use our foot loop here. Make sure that's all locked up. So this is where it's a little bit weird, the girth hitches we found out. Me and Andrew were messing around. He found out. I was glad he was here because I wasn't getting figured out as fast as I should. Basically, think of this one connected to the rope as kind of the male end, and the female will follow, okay? So start by poking that end through the eye of the sewn Prusik and pushing it up through. And then the tail of the female comes up through the male eye loop. And then you just kind of dress it down. Get that plastic all the way through. There you go. Okay. So foot loop is connected. Hopefully you guys saw that all, how that went, because it can be a little bit tricky. Okay. So now try to get all the slack out of the rope. We're pretty much ready to ascend. Once that slack's out, we'll hook up our ASAP lock. Make sure it's not twisted in there. Function test that. Okay, good to go. Sit down, get everything. Try to get as much swing out of this rope as you can. You can put your foot up in your foot loop. That's pretty much up right next to it now. And start climbing. Okay. And it's pretty simple. Let's put your foot loop right up next to your tandem Prusik. Step up, and you're good to go. About every 2 or 3, make sure you raise that ASAP lock. Go up about 2 more steps or so, I think. Bridges can be kind of hard to break sometimes. Make sure that doesn't crossload. And there you go. If you need to come down a little bit, that's all you got to do. Just kind of step up to break that bridge, and you can actually start descending on your ascenders a little bit. Alright, I'll show you the next method here now. Alright, here's our second method. We are going to be using our Petzl Ascension to ascend in combination with our chest curl and what's considered like a frog type method of ascending. This is kind of the whole point of getting these curls integrally bought in our harnesses. So we're going to show you how to use them. Couple things with this curl. Just opens and closes just like that. Pull the black handle down, and there you go. It's also considered just a half a point of connection, not one full point. We always have to maintain 2 full points. This is only a half a point. The other half a point is on the Petzl Ascension. It's got a lanyard to our ventral connection, okay? So, all I do is open that up, put my main line inside of it, and start pulling slack up through, okay? And there you go. Really quick and fast. A lot faster than tiny Prusiks, that's for sure. Now we'll take our new Petzl Ascension. Jake Jorgensen actually got this for the fire department by doing a promotional survey from Rescue 3. So everybody thank Jake when you see him. Okay. So we got a left-handed one here. The gold ones are considered right-handed. One thing you'll see, the reason we got a left-handed one is because when we're ascending on descenders, we like to punch up with that right hand, and it keeps this lanyard out of the way of this side, okay? So this is almost the same as the curl. Just take that black lever and open it up just like that. Slide it in. It has an up arrow pointing to which way is up, and then put it down, okay? So that's how it has. There you can see the lanyard connected to my ventral connection. That's my other half point plus a half point equals 1 full point, okay? And for my second point, once again, we'll be using our ascent block. We've already function tested that once in the last video, so we're gonna go ahead and start climbing. Everything's locked, looks good, not side loading. All right, so once again, try to get it vertically under this rope to reduce swinging as much as possible. Go ahead, sit down, put your foot in your foot loop. This can also wrap around the back. I never really do that too much. With not much weight on the end of the rope, this can be the most difficult part here in the beginning, to get rope to feed up through. So kind of hold on and pull your rope through. So if you want to watch this part of the rope, I'll step up and I'll fit through pretty good there. So sometimes you'll just kind of catch slack here and you'll just kind of have to pull up it to stay. That's coming through pretty good. The straighter up you go, the better that'll feed through. Okay? Gone up about 2. Just raise my ASAP. There you go. There's some slack there, you can see. Pull it through if you need to. And as you go up and the weight of that rope gets increased, that tends to stop happening. Okay? And there you go. Alright, now that I'm up here, if I need to descend a little bit and I don't want to switch over to a descender, all I have to do, this is not efficient at all, is stand up a little bit, kind of push down on that curl and block it, and then you'll just have to start bringing that down with you. Okay, and if you have to keep going down, just keep kind of blocking that curl open, crawling down. Okay. And wait. All right, and our third and fourth ones, we're gonna kind of do both at once here. This is ascending on descenders. We're gonna be using our Petzl ID for this one. It's the exact same motion as the clutch, they just load a little bit differently. So we'll just start by loading our ID. And as you can see, you can't have that connected while you're doing it, so you risk dropping the device and get all the slack out of there. Okay, knock that off. We'll get our foot loop, Prusik, whatever you're going to use. We're just going to use the left-handed ascension again for this one. Prusiks will work as well. It's a different device. Okay. Okay. And like I said, we've already tested that. Make sure that's locked. And we're ready to go. Before going, like I said, make sure as much slack is taken out of that as possible. And make sure it's unlocked. If it's not unlocked, you're gonna just be working against yourself. You're not gonna capture any progress, okay? So, sit down. My foot in the foot loop again. Try to avoid swing. Once again, just kind of raise your hips and feed it through just like that, okay? Go up. There you go. Gotten up a couple steps here. Make sure your ASAP is up high. And go a couple more. Okay, lock it off. And now we're gonna go into our rapid ascent descent, that rad method. You may or may not like it. All you need is a pulley. I just so happen to have one. Put that there for now. Feed this rope through. This is the tail end of the rope that I was using the uppercut. Okay. Take my carabiner here again. And you'll see this hole up in this Petzl Ascension. Should be able to take the carabiner up through that, lock it in. I've got it a little bit twisted. Let's re-rig that here. Just so it looks pretty. There we go. And there you go. I got a mini little 3-to-1 to haul up on now. And you did. Oh, once again, that's why you make sure that's unlocked. And as you step up, it kind of nicely pulls that through for you. Okay? Make sure that's up. There your ASAP locks up. Unlock it. Go a couple more. And it's super smooth. Now if you need to descend, lock that off. Take that back out. A little harder with this half-inch rope on this ascension. There you go. It's off. Put that back on your gear loop. Take your foot loop off. Make sure you take the time to kind of, in a rescue, it might not be so necessary, but just to avoid getting caught up on anything, take time to wrap that up and store it properly. All right, and we're ready to go back up. And that's it.